Hello, world. It's John Pinto, your roving realtor, bon vivant video blogger, and I am here with Bob Johnson, Everything Home Warranty. How are you, Bob?
I'm fine today, John. How are you?
Very good. Have I been oblivious in our past videos, or are the earbuds and the built-in mic a new addition to your video blogging equipment?
Oh, we didn't do it on the first one. We tried it on the second one, and hopefully all you listeners, it'll be a little clearer for you. We don't want you to miss any of our information.
That's right. From my research, they say lousy video is acceptable, but lousy audio is never acceptable. So it looks like we got that handled. And how are you doing, Rafael?
I'm doing great, John. Thank you for having us once again.
Very good. So you're a mobile vlogger today,
That's
vlogging
correct.
live from the parking lot in front of Whole Foods in Napa.
That's correct.
You got
That's
to,
correct.
you're only a few miles away from me. We'll have to tip a few at
I
some
know.
point in time very soon. So
Sounds
we're
great.
going to talk today about the total protection plan. I'll give a little narrative on my point of view on that. You know, part of the consternation that I have as a realtor is when I am suggesting a home warranty to sellers or buyers, I'm always a little worried about missing something on the coverage. I always opt for the upgraded coverage because the incremental cost is relatively minor compared to the tremendous additional coverage that you get. So could you enlighten us, Bob, on your total protection coverage and also how we would fold in all the optional coverage onto that program?
Very good. Yeah, the total protection plan for HomeGuard is our top plan. Other warranty companies, have from standard to different categories that they offer as well. But I would say a majority of agents throughout the country, and especially here in California, will choose the top plan. And the main reason is all the additional coverages. So it's an easier explanation to the client. It's an easier way to make sure that you have your built-in systems, appliances covered in a maximum format. For example, a lot of the companies, when you're dealing with faucets and toilets, they'll usually, if we have to do a replacement, just do a standard. So there's some homes that have upgraded fixtures, and usually with an upgraded plan like the total protection plan, you have additional coverage to get a fancier faucet, different type of a toilet. So there's just some basic examples of why the total protection is popular.
Excellent. Now, could you advise us on using the total protection plan, not necessarily as a seller listing their house and a buyer closing an escrow, but also on annual renewals? Why is that a handy thing to consider?
Well, because in total protection, especially with HomeGuard, you have additional coverages for modifications. You have additional policy limits for other items, including one unique thing that HomeGuard has is an additional $250 toward policy limits within our total protection. So you don't have to get an option for that. And the best example, especially with what you're referring to, John, on renewals, is as the home gets older and your local municipalities or cities have changed their permit requirements and what that licensed contractor has to do when they're going to replace a heater or an air conditioner or some other item, there are modifications that need to be made, whether it be with the flue system, whether it be with the pad that the air conditioner sits on outside, or if it's on the roof, how it's mounted there, and those costs go up. So having a total protection plan gives you increased limits to address those items. And as the home gets older, chances are more modifications are going to have to be done when those units have to be replaced.
So please help me, remind me. So you have the total protection plan, and then you have the optional coverages. There's that you can add on. There's the refrigerator, there's the washer, the dryer, the swimming pool, the spa, um, AC. What other additions did I miss? Options.
Well, options, and this is a great point, and things for agents to remember. These upgraded plans, some people will not understand. They don't cover everything. You still have your optional items that you do need to pick up. So if you're in the hotter areas and you have properties with a lot of pools, as you mentioned, you'll have a pool coverage option. So you might have a total protection plan to enhance your your policy for the home, but not every property, even in hot areas, has a pool.
Hmm.
If it's in a rural area, you might have some that are still on water wells. You have septic, and you have some rural areas where they are hooked up to city lines. So you might not need those things. So there's optional coverages to make sure that you are making that home warranty unique to that specific property. Now, on the upgraded plan or HomeGuard's total protection plan, there's other items that come into play that deal with regions. For example, in Northern California, there are certain regions that require, upon the sale, a clean out has to be installed. And I don't know if you've dealt with that, John, in your market
Hmm.
area.
I have seen it. It's never been an impediment, but I do know that that occasionally comes up.
Right. And so, see, with HomeGuard, if you have a total protection plan, there's coverage that if a home doesn't have a clean out, or if they have an issue with roots, we have some coverage for that in our total protection plan. Not all warranty companies do have that, but those are additional items that you do not have to get options for. We've talked about pool, we've talked about well and septic. There are certainly other unique things. If the property has a little casitas on, you can get coverage for that as an option. You can get coverage for outdoor kitchens. You can get coverage for smart homes. You can really tailor that warranty under the optional coverages to enhance what the total protection plan is offering you, as well as what the options can give you as well.
Does your concierge service, which I know kicks in when the policy takes effect, and I encourage my clients to call concierge and understand the coverage, but it would seem to me that the concierge service would have another application, and that is when the realtor is setting up the plan to make sure that they discuss the property and all the components of the property with HomeGuard to make sure that they do intelligently and properly populate the plan with the proper coverages. Is that in play, Bob?
During the order process, like you're referring to, um, we try to do what we can. A lot of times you might have a transaction coordinator ordering, you might have an escrow person ordering the policy. They might
Hmm.
not be as familiar with that property as the agent. And that's another beauty that the home warranty industry has put into play. And speaking to HomeGuard specifically, because to my knowledge, as we're speaking, we're the only ones who do have a concierge service. And what we're talking about here, everyone, is that once the policy closes, property closes, HomeGuard actually reaches out to the buyer directly to answer any questions they might have. So that's why it's important if we can get that information at the time of ordering, we're happy to reach out to them. We ask them any questions. We try to get specific about the property. And let's say when in that conversation, we find out something that they would like to have coverage on that was not ordered at the time the original order was placed. Well, with HomeGuard, you can add coverage up to 60 days after escrow closes. So we have another stopgap there to try to make sure that the buyer gets the best warranty they possibly can through our concierge and the ability to be able to add coverage 60 days after. Not every warranty company has that time frame.
So, Bob, if realtors and or their clients want to reach out to you and or your staff directly to get a little personal attention on setting up the various components of total coverage, home warranty, and all its options, how's the best way for them to reach you and your colleagues?
The best way, especially in situations I'm making sure that the warranty is set up properly, I love for them to call me directly. That way I can make sure it's handled in the proper manner. And that number would be 707-454-6950. And that way we'll try to make sure we get everything done from the very beginning.
Excellent. And Rafael, likewise, if realtors, buyers, sellers wanted to contact you directly for ordering roof termite home inspections, how can they contact you?
Absolutely. You guys can either text me or call me at 707-616-8762, or you can email me at rbetances@homeguard.com. That's the letter R, my last name, betances@homeguard.com.
Excellent. Well, Rafael, Bob, thank you for imparting that information on the total home protection by HomeGuard. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on the next page.